Alright, this is a fantastic topic, but I'm having some problems with my videos, so I'm going to hope that this works. I'm going to use the TI-84 for standard deviation. This is like standard deviation tenfold. Let's say you have a population of 250 golfers. I'm going to have to go quick because it's already pretty late at night and I want to just get this done with. And their average age is 40, so that's their X bar, and they have a standard deviation of 1.3, and so that's your standard deviation, that's your sigma. So if I want to determine the percentage of golfers who are 41.5, that's no good because normally when we have our bell curve, you have X bar and you have one standard deviation above, but one standard deviation above will give me 41.3, and I want 41.5. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on my TI-83 and I'm going to press Y equals, which is this button here, and you're going to get a screen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press second and vars. So second's here and vars is here, and when you get that, you're going to get a picture that looks something like where is it? That. It'll say I'm going to pick normal PDF, and the values I'm going to put in are going to be this. I'm going to put in, no, that's not true. The values I'm going to put in are not here, and that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in second, I'm going to type in normal PDF, and then I'm going to put in, well, actually I do have a picture of it. Where is it? Oh, goodness me. Well, it's going to be X, so this is what Y equals, normal PDF, and you have to pick normal PDF. It's going to be X, your mean, which is 40. I'm going to put down X bar because it's not always going to be 40. And then your standard deviation, which in this case is 1.3. And then you have to close your parenthesis. And when you do that and you graph it, you're going to get this picture here. Well, actually, that's not true. You're not going to get that picture there. What you're going to get is you're probably not going to see anything. What you have to do is you have to go to your window, which is on your calculator. It's this button. So you go to your window. Now, because my mean is 40 and my standard deviation is 1.3, I take 1.3 and I multiply it by 3. I get 3.9. So I'm going to say 40 minus 4, which is 36, and 40 plus 4, which is 44. And the way I got the 4 was because my mean, my standard deviation is 1.3, and we're usually going out by 3 standard deviations. So 1.3 times 3 is 3.9. I just rounded to 4. The key is this: your window doesn't have to be your X scale is 2 is fine, but I'm going to do my Y min 0, but my Y max is 0 is 0.4, and I want it by 0.1 intervals. And then once you set those and then you graph it, you're going to get this picture here. And that's great. All right, so now I have my values, I have my bell curve, and I want to determine the percentage of all golfers who are 41.5. So to do that, I press calculate, and when you do that, you're going to get this. I'm going to select one, so I say calculate. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to press second and calculate. Press 1 for value, and it'll say X equals, and you'll just type in 41.5, and you're going to get a number, and it's going to be, this number happens to be 15.77, so I'm going to say 15.8% are 41.5 years of age. Alright, well, that's great. Now let's say I want to determine the percentage of all golfers older than 39. Well, to do that, you have to press second and vars, so second and vars, and you're going to get normal PDF again. But I don't want that. I want to go over to draw, and so that's going to look like this. So you'll see, you'll get the, oops, when you do that, you're going to get this picture. So I go over to draw, you're going to get shade norm. So when you get shade norm, you have to type in your lower bound, comma, your upper bound, comma, your mean, comma, and your standard deviation. And the comma key is right here, so above the number 7. So for what I'm going to do now is I'm going to type in 39, well, shade norm, comma, parentheses, 39, which is my lower bound, because it's older. My upper bound is going to be 1E99. So I press 1, I press second, and I press the comma again, because that's EE, and then I type in 99. What that means 1 times 10 to the 99th, which is a huge number. And that assures that it gets everything to the right of 39. Type in my mean, which is 40, and then 1.3, which is my standard deviation. When I do that, I'm going to end up with this picture. And you can see my lower bound is 39, my upper bound is 1e to the 99, and it's 0.779, which means my percentage is 79.9% of all golfers are going to be older than 39. The last one is determine the percentage of golfers between 39 and 41. So I'm going to do shade norm again. My lower bound is 39, my upper bound is 41. My mean is 40, my standard deviation is 1.3. And when I do that, what do I get? I get 55.8%. It's actually 0.558, but then you multiply by 100 to get the percentage. The last thing I want to say is, if you want the lower bound, if you want all the golfers, let's say, younger than 39, you do shade norm, and it had to be 1e to the negative 99 would be your lower bound. To 39, well, if you want it to be less than 39, you'd have to do, I guess you'd have to do 38.99, and then comma, and then 40 and 1.3. And my assumption is you'll probably get the complement to 77.9%. All right, I hope this works. Hope you enjoyed.